Hello, welcome to The Honest Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob. This is the Age of Sigmar stat show where I look at the event results all across the weekend and we kind of bring you the hot news, the current trends. And as always, thank you to Warhammer Rob, not me, different Rob, much better Rob, for bringing me all of the event info. So if we just take a quick look, we can see we've got events in England, Germany, China, Australia, and Philippines this weekend. We have 280 players playing across 12 events. Obviously, no events in the US because of course, they were celebrating their holidays. The big event that we can see here, Spain, is actually a team event. So shout out to everyone at that event. Spain has been getting more and more quite large team events actually recently. And the winning team was Suit and War. Congratulations to them for doing so well. This stat show, you're going to see Fleshlight Court's dominance in the list, but there are some surprising slaves to darkness lists as well. Sylvaneth also, as we saw last week, on the rise. So more and more Sylvaneth also featuring. We've got some cool lists and also some very fun Seraphon lists coming out of China. I think that's going to end up being our list of the week. So keep your eyes peeled. I hope you enjoy the video. Our first event and our biggest event this weekend that is not a team event is the Devon Destruction 5, organized by Tim Bland. Shout out to Tim. This had 40 people battling it out in Barnfield, England, taking place at a little school. Sorry, this is in Crediton, actually. In Crediton, England. So a fantastic little chippy around the corner as well. A great little spot for a Warhammer event. So if we take a look at the placings, we can see in the 5-0 slot, we have 2 people because the event was so large. And Mike Pooley with Disciples of Tzeentch and Mike Wilson with Blades of Khorne. So if we take a look at Mike Pooley's list, we can see his list is called #Justice for Bundo, a Disciples of Tzeentch Weird Flame host list with Master of the Paths and Scouting Force, with Kairos Fate Weaver, 2 reinforced units of Zangors, a Zangor Shaman, 2 units of Skyfires, a unit of, a Ogroid Thermitage, the soggy version, and then the Regiment of Renown, the Cursed Steel Battery. What did we say last week? Go back and watch my video about the Regiments of Renown. They're back. Obviously, this is one that's going to be seen a lot in play in Chaos lists. Fantastic. Combat Tzeentch. Crazy range, or guaranteed charges on those Zangor because of Destiny dice. Do tons of damage. Fate Weaver to turn around the battle tactics. Mike, what a legend. Mike Wilson was running a list called Mixed Crushers, which was a Blades of Khorne Cornate list with Inceptor Uncover and Master Paths, with a Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster, a Bloodthirster and Sense of Rage, 2 reinforced units of Mighty Skull Crushers, and then a unit of Soggy Blood Crushers. So that is a lot of wounds in these Skull Crushers on 2 up armor saves for holding objectives. And then that is a lot of killer output from the Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster and the Bloodthirster and Sense of Rage. I do wonder if we'll see monsters go away or not be as effective as we see more of those Cursed Steel batteries and making into mixes. But I don't know. Shout out to Mike. Great result. So if we take some time to look at the 4 wands, we can see that we have got Stormcast Eternals, Kharazin Overlords, Gloomspite Gits, and both Natty, or neither of the Reeses, have submitted what their faction are. So Natty and Damien, dad and son, both legends. Hope to see them at Christmas. So let's take a look at what they were running. So Damien was running a list called Baron Bryn's Brecon Buffet Brigade, which he's Welsh, so saying that in a Welsh accent's even harder, which is a Fleshlight Court's nightly echelon list with Master of the Paths and Restless Energy. So he's got a Borgul King Royal Terrorgeist, a Crypt Infernal Courtier, and then Morbeg Knights and Morbeg Knights, a Borgul King Royal Terrorgeist, a Grand Justice Gourmet, Morbeg Knights, and a Royal Zombie Dragon. It's a great roll result for Damien, but Damien's been playing not loads over the past year, but he plays a lot and is a great player, and he's getting better and better and really threatening that kind of 5-0 region at the moment. But if we're talking about just Fleshlight Courts, I think that they are now in a dominant position. I'm not the one who's going to be calling for nerfs come battle scroll time, but I think the stats are going to be undeniable that they are maybe a little too good. Then we've got Sam Farrell running a list called Looking for a Friend, Stormcast Eternal Have No Rend, which is a Stormcast Eternals Sentinels of Bleak Citadel list with Master Pass and Scouting Force, with a Soggy Iridan the Witness, 2 units of Reclusians that were reinforced, and a unit of Vanguard Raptors Longstrike Crossbows that was also reinforced. Then Lord Veritan, reinforced unit of Prosecutors, some Vigilers, all in the list. Now, I wouldn't say this is cookie cutter by any stretch of the imagination. I have seen more and more people bringing these Vanguard Raptors back in the game. This Soggy Iridan the Witness feels like it's really clutch. Lots of people are really enjoying that at the moment as well. Prosecutor's just super good for the points cost. 300 points, they feel like kind of perfect. They're fragile enough, but they're mobile enough. You've got some options. But Stormcast are having a bit of a resurgence right now. People are very excited about putting them on the table, especially low model count, easy to play. And again, that Stormreach portal is just so impactful. Paul Buckler was running a list called KO, inspired, which was a Carriage and Overlords Engineers Guild Expeditionary list with Scouting Force and Wrathful Cycles. With Brock, 2 reinforced units of Skywardens, a Von Grimm Harpoon crew, a Navigator, a Frigate, a unit of Thunderers, a unit of Salvagers, and then an Engine Master with Dirigible Suit, Harpoon crew, and some Salvagers. So running that MSU build, multiple small units to nip around the board with punchy units like the Skywardens and also, obviously, the Frigate, making it some big impact in melee, because you don't need to focus too hard on all the objectives in AOS 4, or at least in this GHB and this battle plan, and because the game has a slower tempo due to things like Wrathful Cycles as a battle tactic, or generally you not needing to engage early. You're really looking at a game state that can be very focused in very small areas versus a wider game state, which we've seen in previous editions. Then you've got Glenn Chalk running a list called C. I can make a Gits list with no trolls. Shout out to Glenn. Running a Gloomspite Gits Squiggalanch list with Master Pass and Raffle Cycles, with Scragrot, Boingrot Bounders reinforced, Gobblepalooza, reinforced Snarpat Cavalry, reinforced Sunstealer Wheelers, and then a Squig Boss with Nasher Squig, and then Boingrot Bounders that were reinforced, Squig Herd reinforced, Loon Boss on Giant Cave Squig, and 2 units of Scourgigaran Spore Splatter Fanatics. So yes, Glenn is absolutely right. The current trend right now is trolls, as it has been since the beginning of 4th edition. Trolls are great. And in addition, with the Sunstealer Wheelers, you're getting much better. But we've seen over the past few weeks, maybe 6 weeks or so, a massive increase in all of the Gits, like the Snarpat Cavalry. Obviously, the Sunstealer Wheelers have been auto-included since we got that FAQ drop. Bounders also, because they're so cheap, have been pretty popular as well. And again, these soggy Grand Spore Splatter Fanatics, it's taken a long time for people to really cotton on to how useful these are, even though they've been out since the summer and people have been utilizing them. So it's pretty exciting to see Glenn make use of all of those elements. And again, once you start playing against Gits and they're not playing trolls, it's actually really difficult to pin down. And then finally, we got Natty. Shout out to Natty. Let's go. Running a list called All the Leaves Were Dead, which is a Sylvaneth Wargrover burgeoning list with Master Pass and Restless Energy. And we've got Belthanos, a unit of Hunters with Great Swords, a unit of Hunters with Scythes, a Branch Witch, a unit of Spite Revs, a Warsong Rev, a Spirit of Durthu, and an Arch Rev as well. Obviously, showcasing one of the things that we're seeing a lot in Age of Sigmar 4 is since the summer, you want as many regiments as possible, so you get a chance to re-roll the priority dice once per turn. And also, Sylvaneth are kind of in a growth period right now. No one's leafing the faction. And instead, people are finding out that they've got more bark than you expected because they are doing very well at events and will continue to do well. Anyway, shout out to all the TOs and everyone at the Devon Destruction. Hope they had a great time. Let's look at the next event. Guten Tag. Our next event takes us to Germany for the Leipzig Major 2025. I will not continue my German accent because it's too good. Many people in the chat have been telling me. This event was organized by Sven Schauer and had 30 people battling it out in Frankfurt Street in Saxony, Schudeditz in Saxony. If you are from here, that's where it is. Now, if we take a look at the 5-0s, we have got Fire Slayers is our only undefeated list, run by Marco. We'll look at that in a moment. Then the 4-1s, we've got Skaven, Ocearch Bone Reapers, Nighthorn, Flesh Eater Courts again, Skaven. Big question everybody's asking me, where is Cities of Sigmar? What's happened to Cruel Boys? What has happened to the Cruel Boys? What's going on? Hopefully we'll see them, but currently they are missing. Skaven's still in the mix. Cool to see. Right, let's have a look at the Fire Slayers list and see what it consists of. Right, so in the 5-0 section, Marco Fritschka running Fear the Beard, a Fire Slayer scale of Volcatrix list with Restless Energy and Wrathful Cycles, with a Runefather on Magmadroth, a Runeson on Magmadroth, a Runesmaster, and a Battlesmith, and then a Runeson on Magmadroth, a Runeson on Magmadroth, and you were thinking I was going to say another Magmadroth. Wrong. The Regiment Renowned, the Saviors of Cinderfall, Callus and Toll, and Toll's companions for holding a objective. So what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 magma droths, a couple of characters. In fact, actually, there is nothing here that isn't a hero. Everything in this list is a hero. Truly, hero hammer. Well done to Marco. That's fantastic. Looking at the 4-1s, we have got Pascal Weimer running a Skaven Flesh Meld Menagerie list that was called 12 Ogres and 6 Snipers, which is a Restless Energy Scouting Force list with a Soggy Gracier and Screaming Bell, 2 units of Rat Ogres that were reinforced, excellent, a Soggy Guran Brood Terror, and a reinforced unit of Giselles, which have become very popular, and then this other regiment, which has also become very popular, Plague Priest on Plague Furnace, Clan Rats, and Plague Monks. Now, what's interesting about this particular build is everything in this list is pretty much like the auto picks, right? But we commonly only see this army kind of sit around the 4-1 mark, and it is not dominating those 5-0 sections. So I find that to be quite interesting, because if we do end up seeing some Skaven like points reductions in the future, I'd feel a little bit hard done by as a Skaven player, because you aren't like, you might be like culling a bunch of maybe like low win rate armies, but you're not punching through, and it feels a little bit glass ceilinged at the minute, even with this soggy update on the Gracier and Screaming Bell. Now, that's not all of the builds, but it does feel like some of them. Dario was running a list called, I can't say that out loud. I don't know what that means, but okay. Which is an Ostar Bone Reaper's Mortars and Council list with Restless Energy and Wrathful Cycles, with Catacross, a reinforced unit of a Mortis Guard, 2 Necropolis Stalker units, a Mortis and Soul Reaper, and then 2 reinforced Necropolis Stalker units, another Soul Reaper, and then a Mortis and Bone Shaper. This has been a very common theme that we've seen with OCR Bone Reapers recently. Those Stalkers doing lots of attacks, being super efficient for what they are. But we also have seen the rise of Mortek Guard and also Gothizzar Harvesters. So I would say, in many ways, OCR Bone Reapers are very playable right now in the meta. Then we've got Tobias Girk running a list called Gesterions, I've said that wrong as well, which is a Quicksilver Geese list with Restless Energy Scouting Force, which is just Pyregeist spam. Loads of Pyregeist. Excellent work, Tobias. Great job. And then David Richter was running a list called Last Fight, which is a Flesh Eater Courts Impassioned Surf list with Master Pass on Restless Energy, with Usharan, a reinforced unit of Crypt Horrors, 2 reinforced units of Crypt Guard, and a Boron King or Ghoul King on Raw Terrorgeist, a Raw Zombie Dragon, a Boron Cardinal as well. Now, this is interesting in that this is moving away from only having all of the Terrorgeist, like we talked about in the List of the Week video last week. There are 3 lists of the video weeks up now. Go check them out. Videos, they should all be very good. And then there's Crypt Horrors and Crypt Guard. We don't see them see as much play, as well as Usharan, who's kind of been missing. Usharan has not been picked as much as just having a Borant Road King on Terrorgeist and more Terrorgeists. So this is a little bit of a switch, but I am a little bit concerned that we're going to see this part of Flesh Eaters hit for the damage that the other part is doing. And then we've got Christopher Heel running a list called Double Trouble, which is a Restless Energy Scouting Force Flesh Meld Menagerie list, Skaven, with a Soggy Gracier and Screaming Bell, some Night Runners, 2 reinforced units of Rat Ogres, a Soggy Brood Terror, a Plague Priest on Plague Furnace, Clan Rats, and double Plague Monks. Everything I said earlier applies here. Hope everyone in Germany had a lovely time at the Leipzig Major, and I hope to see you again soon. So our next event takes us to Milton Keynes, which is a real place in the UK, for the Outriders MK Agency Sigmar Grand Tournament, which had 26 people. I've said it's in Australia. That was wrong. It's in Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes. I'm sorry about that. It was in Milton Keynes. And we are 5-0 is the Hogs of War. This was at the this looks like a cycle shop, but there's a new gaming store there called the Players Paradise event. So if you're around the Milton Keynes region and you'd like to go there, apparently it's super lovely. Okay, so in first place we've got Hogs of War running Gloomspike Gits with another list, with a list called One More Round the Sun, which is a Sunbiter Pack Gloomspike Gits list with a tune to Garan and Wrathful Cycles, with Drogs to Sun Chomper, a Soggy Spore Splatter Fanatic, Snarfang Riders, Snarpack Cavalry that was reinforced, and some Sunstealer Wheelers, not reinforced. But don't worry, because in a Star Boss or War Wheeler, and then a Snarpack Cavalry unit, and then 2 reinforced units of Sunstealer Wheelers, and then a Frazzlegate Shaman on War Wheeler, and a Doom Diver Catapult ×2. So basically everything from the new boxes seeing play here and being very deadly. Which is very fun to see. So Doom Divers, Drogs, and a ton of cavalry. Ton of chariots. So all it took was some gross points reductions, and also some FAQs and the skill of the Hogs of War to do so well. So that's great. So we've got Mike Eaton running a Skaven army. The Skaven army is called Skaven GT, which is a gathering of clans Skaven list with Restless Energy and Master Pass, with a Soggy Grey Seer on Screaming Bell, a reinforced unit of Rat Ogres, and 2 Soggy Brood Terrors, and then a Plague Priest on Plague Furnace, Clan Rats and Plague Monks, and a Plague Claw, as you would expect to see. Very similar. For now, Adam Eaton was running a Flesh Eater Courts list, which was a Flesh Eater Courts chosen men list with Nightly Echelon, with Master Pass and Restless Energy. Sorry about that. With Usharan, 2 reinforced units of Crypt Horrors, and a Abhorrent King on Royal Terrorgeist, and Morbeg Knights, and a Royal Terrorgeist, and then an Abhorrent Cardinal in the list as well. Well done to Adam. Great job there. And that's it. That's everything. So Flesh Eater Courts, Slaves to Darkness. I missed Slaves to Darkness by Goose somehow. I apologize. Goose was running a list called Gonna Give You a Good DPing, which was a Manifestation Law, Primal Energy, and he was running Restless Energy, Intercept and Recover. And then he was running a Demon Prince, an Ogroid Mimrodon, a unit of Raptorix, a Demon Prince, an Ogroid Mimrodon, a Demon Prince, an Ogroid Mimrodon, a Demon Prince, an Ogroid Mimrodon, and then the Regiment of Renown, the Cursed Steel Battery, which is the Hellsmiths of Ashut battery as well. So what have we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Demon Princes, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Ogroid Mimrodons in the list as well, and some shooting going 4-1. That's pretty impressive. That's a very fun list. That's cool. So Slaves to Darkness, double Flesh Eaters, Skaven, Gloomspike Gits. I gotta say, it feels like there's certain armies now that we're seeing all the time in that top section. Gits, Flesh Eaters, Skaven, they're very common this week. Very cool to see. Our next event takes us to China for a 16-person event taking place in Nanjing. We're getting quite a lot of events happening in China now, which is very cool. This event was organized by Jan van Gruen and featured lots of people from lots of different countries that traveled over. Shout out to Max for sending me a picture of everyone hanging out together. I've got a picture here. There you go. You can see everybody at the event. So shout out to Max. You got people, players from all over battling it out in a snooker hall of all things. That's where the event took place, which is very cool to see. So if we take a look at the event results, then we have got Croak Seraphon with Seraphon in the 4-1, no 5-0s. Then Max with Flesh Eater Courts, Nicola with, it doesn't say right now, which from the team Glory Shanghai. So if we take a look at Croak Seraphon's list, it is a Shadow Strike Star Host list with Aetherort Machineries, with Scouting Force and Master Pass, with a Stegodon Chief, 3 Spawns of Chotek, Skink Star Priest, and then we're going Skink Maxing. Someone in the YouTube comments specifically wanted me to stop saying Skink Maxing, so I'm back to saying Skink Maxing. 2 reinforced units of Raptidon Chargers, a Skink Star Priest, 2 more units of Raptidon Chargers, a reinforced unit of Raptidon Hunters, and then the Regiment of Renown, the Skyport Profiteers, with the Thunderers as well. So you can Skink Max, you can potentially, with a Spawn of Chotek, reduce armor saves down as well, and you get a ton of damage out of those Raptidon Chargers. And then, but no Croak, no actual Croak in Croak's list. Then we've got Max Bauman running a list called Behold, I, Sovereign of Flesh and Frost, command with iron grace. From distant shores we sail to east where banners ablaze in jade and lace. To a nightly contest in China, we march with ghastly glare to prove our haughty prowess and claim the crown beyond compare. A Flesh Eater Courts nightly echelon list. I feel like poetry is the remit of these. With Restless Energy, Intercept and Recover. And then we've got Usharan, reinforced unit of Crypt Horrors, reinforced unit of Crypt Guard, a unit of Royal Beast Flayers, a Crypt Haunt Courtier, some Charnel Vestments on them, and then we've got an Abhorrent Cardinal, an Abhorrent Ghoul King, Royal Terrorgeist, and a Royal Zombie Dragon. So 3 big monsters, lots of dudes running around. Flesh Eater Courts, are they a problem? And then we've got Nicola running a list called Nanjing, which was a Sylvaneth Free Spirits list with Manifestations of Deepwood, and Intercept and Recover and Master Pass. With Adurthu, a reinforced unit of Greatsword Kanothi, and then a Dreicher, a soggy version, and then a unit of Revenant Seekers that were reinforced, again, the soggy version as well. And then a Warsong Revenant, Spite Revenants, and Tree Revenants and a Branch Witch. What's interesting about this is quite different to the other Sylvaneth lists, we've seen as well. Sylvaneth, I think, right now are very popular. They're very, very fun to play. So I think you're going to see them keep popping up. That's everything from our event in China. I hope to see the community keep growing and getting bigger there. Super fun getting pictures and everything. Thanks to Max for doing so. And I hope to see more events there soon. Good day. Our next event takes us to Australia for the Age of Sigmar Battlemaster GT series and to proper Australia, where we're going to Perth. Bloody Perth. That's where we're at. And if you are around Balcatta in Western Australia, there is a Beyond Odyssey games and hobby store in Balcatta, Western Australia. So if you're one of my Western Australian fans or viewers and you want to go and go find a lovely place to play some games, this seems like the spot. Anyway, 16 people battling it out, no 5-0s, but we do have Stormcast Eternal, Skaven, and Flesh Eater Courts. Stroth, let's take a look at these. Anyway, James Panek is running a list called Stormcast Eternals 10 Trip Dragons, which is a Stormcast Eternals Lightning Echelon list with Intercept and Recover and Restless Energy, with Krondis, which is very rare to see in 2025, and Night Vexilla, a unit of Praetors, Karazai, Double Dragon. Double Dragon in 2025 is crazy. A Night Vexilla, some Praetors, and a Drakesworn Templar. Triple Dragon. I guess if Flesh Eater Courts can do it, Stormcast Eternals can do it too. All I can say is Stroth. Anyway, no. Actually, why is no one running Triple Dragon? I don't know. Like, I'm surprised it's done so well, but it's a pretty great result. Well done to James Panek. Ryan Morrison was running a list called called Skaven. That's what it was called. We're running the Gathering of Clans battle formation with Restless Energy and Scouting Force. We've got a Soggy Gracier on Screaming Bell, a unit of Clan Rats, a unit of Night Runners, a reinforced unit of Rat Ogres, a Plague Priest on Plague Furnace, some Clan Rats, and some Plague Monks. Then we've got a Warlock Engineer, Warp Lightning Cannon, and some Warp Lock Jezzails. If you can believe it, then you should believe it, because that's what we've got, more Skaven. And then another Flesh Eater Courts list by Matt Trown. And the list is called, I just ordered an extra 3 horrors and endless spells online from the only store that had both, which is based in Darwin. But it's only after I purchased them with express postage that Lauren pointed out that there was a cyclone recently and they might not arrive in time if the post is messed up. So if they don't, hopefully someone else in Perth can lend me the models I need who is in FIFO, because all the FEC players I know are on site right now and I really don't want to play 200 points down again. The name of the list. Thank you, Matt. The real question is, did you end up getting the bits you need? Did you get the 3 horrors? And did you get the endless spells? Yes or no? Everyone wants to know. Hopefully you got them. So running the Flesh Eater Courts Royal Hunt list with Restless Energy and Intercept and Recover, with Usharan, a Crypt Guard, Royal Zombie Dragon, a Reinforced unit of Crypt Horrors, or was it? Yeah, with a Royal Decapitator, and then a Boron Ghoul King or Royal Terrorgeist, a unit of Royal Beast Flayers, and a Boron Cardinal, and a Charnel Throne. Real question. They arrived in time. We have just discovered they have arrived in time. Fantastic. Western Australia has actually got quite a large Age of Sigmar community. They've always had they've had team events and a bunch of other stuff happening all the time. And it's great to see a bunch of people playing there. It's wicked. I hope to see the community grow and go from strength to strength. And fair dinkum to them lads and ladies and Emmys. Our next event takes us to the home of Jollibees, the Philippines, for November Rain, the AOS 2K Point Tournament in Baguio in the Philippines. So that's where it was taking place. It was organized by Narelle Buena. Shout out to Narelle for being a hero to your community. And we've got no 5-0s at this event, but we do have a Slaves to Darkness 4-1, a Fire Slayers 4-1, and a Skaven 4-1 as well. So let's take a look at the players. We've got Francois Pullen running a list called Did You Just Say Shooting Phase, which is a Slaves to Darkness Dark Oath Horde list with Restless Energy and Intercept and Recover. We've got Be'lakor, Varangard, a Dark Oath Chieftain, a Dark Oath Fell Riders, 2 units of Dark Oath Marauders, and then the Regiment of Renown, the Cursed Steel Battery. I told you, chat. The Dark Oath Fell Riders is messing me up a little bit. But Varangard with shooting and Be'lakor sounds really scary. Then we got Reese Sagella running a list called Dragon Neimei Tattooing Siswa, which is a Fire Slayers Scales of Volcatrix list with Intercept and Recover and Restless Energy, with a Runefather on Magmadroth, a Runeson on Magmadroth, a Runeson on Magmadroth. You're not going to believe this. 3 more Runeson on Magmadroths. That's right. That takes us to 5 Runesons on Magmadroths Is the monster meta here? It's been here a while, actually. So, yeah. And then Angel Demando Castillo was running a list called Hello, My Balls Are Massive, Slike the Chiz Squizanin, which was a Skaven gathering of the clans list with Restless Energy, Master of the Paths, with a Soggy Gracier and Screaming Bell, Clan Rats, 2 units of Plague Monks, some Doom Flayers that were reinforced, 3 Doom Wheels, a Hellpit Abomination, some Rat Ogres, and a Soggy Griran Brood Terror. And while Angel may think that Doom Wheels are not a bit of a meme, they've been really popular for Skaven very recently. Doom Flayers and Doom Wheels have actually been doing incredibly well. So that's something to watch out for. I completely forgot to cover my event, which is in England. What ho? That's my English accent. I had a 16-person GT, an AOS GT, which was very cool and very fun, very fun. Just as a quick TLDR, loads of lovely people, real nice kind of bunch of different communities coming together and playing, which I thought was super excellent and I really enjoyed. Matt, who are only 5-0, his first ever 5-0 at an event, which I thought was very adorable. So congratulations to him for becoming a champ and getting his first ever 5-0. Yeah, just really lovely event, super fun. If you ever want to come and play at the TSN Arena, I encourage you to do so. Next year, the first 6 months of events that we have at the TSN Arena are all on our website. So the tsnarena.com, if you want to go check them out. And we have at least an Age of Sigmar event every month, which hopefully I'll see you at, because that was really fun. There was a bunch of new people who I'd not met before, which I thought was super cool. So yeah, I just think it's nice. That's all I'm going to say. I just think it's nice. A special shout out to Andy Selwood, who traveled over from Canada for the event. So that's pretty cool. All right, if we look at the 5-0 section, we can see Matt Hughes was running, well, Matthew Hughes, sorry, was running a first year course nightly echelon list, and the list is called Step 1 Yeet, Step 2 Retreat to the Bar, with Restless Energy and Intercept and Recover, with a Boron Ghoul King on Royal Terrorgeist, a Crypt Haunted Courtier, with a reinforced unit of Crypt Horrors, a reinforced unit of Morbeg Knights, and a Boron Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon, a unit of Terrorgeist, and a Zombie Dragon. So it's nice to see Matt's progression as a player. He said he went 3-2 at his last event, 4-1 at the event after, and then 5-0. So you can do it. New people can enter into the hobby. They can play, they can learn, as long as they don't listen to Farron. I think that's kind of the main goal I've learned for doing really well. Now, shout out to Andrew, which a lot of people were very excited about, running Ogre More Tribes this weekend with a list called the All You Can Eat Crusade and some clearly OP Noblars, God bless the mustache, which is an Ogre More Tribes Moorpath Menaces list with Intercept and Recover and Restless Energy, with a Frostalon Stonehorn, Noblars, Huskard and Stonehorn, reinforced unit of Iron Guts, a Soggy Garan Iron Blaster, a Butcher, and then the Regiment Renowned One-Eyed Grunnock, which is the War Stumper Mega Gargant. Now, for people kind of wondering about how Andrews did, Andrew ended up playing a lot of combat this weekend. It's very combat heavy, not a lot of shooting, which generally it feels like the meta is like that anyway. Skaven have some shooting for sure, but a lot of that still is combat. Obviously, Flesh Eater Course, very combat orientated right now. We're also coming out of a very combat orientated meta when we saw like Cruel Boys, which it does have some shooting. And then obviously Cities had some shooting, but that's kind of gone by the wayside. KO are much reducing their shooting output as well. So it feels like we're in a very combat orientated meta. So Ogres could maybe do okay in that space. And also shout out to Andrew, great result for him. I think maybe his first 4-1 as well. And then Dean, fantastic person, love Dean, he's so great, was running a list called Arcanage, which is a Slaves to Darkness Champions of Chaos list. This list is so legit, by the way, which was Restless Energy, Intercept and Recover. He had Archeon, Be'lakor, Eternus, a Centurion Marshal, a Chaos Lord Demonic Mount, and a unit of Chaos Knights. And it just fights as a bubble, because Be'lakor's Rampage is probably the dumbest Rampage in all of Age of Sigmar. So you get fight first on a bunch of units that get charged when near Be'lakor. And obviously Be'lakor has got the ability to shut down your ability to do stuff as well, which is super good. So it's a legit list. Dean's a legit player. It's a great 4-1 result. It was really fun. And yeah, I just had a great time. Special shout out to James Furness, who won our Best Overall Award. We do the cumulative total of best gaming, like your results from gaming, sports, and paint, and got Best Overall, which was great to see. And we also had Charlie running his Healthsmiths of a shot. He didn't do as well, but he did say it was down to the terrible cups of tea that got made for him. So, I'm going to put that down to me, and that's my fault, really. So that's it for the stat show. Obviously, a little bit of a quieter week with the US celebrating one of their holidays. And we did have that big team event in Spain as well. So pretty cool. We had 280 players, 12 events. It does feel like Flesh Eater Courts are in a very dominant position right now in Age of Sigmar. Is it because they are the best combat army? Is that really the answer that we're looking at? But I think maybe it's just low representation right now. There's lots of other armies that I can see play. Flesh Eater Courts are super fun to play, so I think that's why we're seeing it. But I think there's other combat armies that could definitely stand up against them, but maybe we just haven't seen that as much. But because of battle tactics and the way we've seen battle tactics work, and because you don't need to take as many objectives, I feel like you can really concentrate a lot of those pie plates in a single place in the game right now. And I think that's what we're seeing. But we're about to start all of the Grotma surprises for Age of Sigmar. Will we be seeing lots of Regiments of Renown? Will we be seeing the Nurgle book come out soon and kind of start kicking out the meta, as well as a Battle Scroll update, which we'll see around the Christmas period leading into January, where we'll start looking at a new meta as well, which will be very interesting. Anyway, thanks for watching the show. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting what I do. And if you do like it, we have a very active Discord community you can come and join. So thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.